Times have changed. Your career is no longer just about what you do at work, it's about how you position yourself both online and offline. If you're not intentionally shaping your professional brand, you're letting other people decide it for you. And in today's digital world, marrying both social influence and career growth is one of the smartest moves you can make, especially if you're a woman. This is a powerful tool to take control of your career, attract opportunities, and open doors that were once closed. Today, I will show you exactly how to build a strong professional brand both at work and online. Let's get into it. Before we dive in, take a second, hit that like button, and subscribe if you are serious about taking control of your career. Now, let's get started here. First, let's talk about why your personal brand is so critical. Whether you're an employee or an entrepreneur or you are an aspiring executive, your brand influences how people perceive you. Do they see you as somebody who's an expert, a thought leader, or just another professional blending into the crowd? Your personal brand will dictate the kind of opportunities that come your way, I promise you. Whether that's a promotion, a speaking engagement, a consulting gig, or even a new business venture. Consider my friend Sarah. She's a mid level financial analyst who started sharing weekly insights about investment strategies on LinkedIn. She slowly, throughout the years, started building and engaging an audience. She gained credibility, and within just a few years, she started getting consulting offers. The sum of some of those offers in a year have netted her $250,000 for a side business. I understand finance pays very well. But however, that is the power of building a strong brand. So here are some actionable steps you can take to start building that brand. Step number one, define your niche. What do you want to be known for? Very important. This one is hard, and you do have to take some time to really think through what you want to be known for. And let me tell you something, do not fret. Where you're starting is not where you're going to end up, but you have to start somewhere. Choose an area of expertise that aligns with your career goals, or because we are women who are building our careers and our side hustles, you can also think about an area of expertise that aligns with your side business. Craft a brand statement, a one liner that describes your expertise and value. For example, thinking about my friend who's a financial analyst, your branding statement can be something along the line of: I help professionals make smarter investing decisions through practical financial advice. So now that you have this statement, I want you to start auditing your online presence. Google yourself. What shows up when you Google your name? If it doesn't align with your brand, start making changes. So, actionable step number two, build a strong LinkedIn profile. Your LinkedIn profile is your digital resume, but more importantly, it's your professional hub. A strong profile can attract recruiters, potential clients, and industry leaders who want to connect with you. And here is how you optimize it for maximum impact. You need to optimize your headline. Instead of just your job title, showcase your value proposition. So, in case of the financial analyst, she can say, I'm a financial analyst or a strategist. That's boring, right? I want you to start thinking about the value you bring to an employer. Here is a great LinkedIn headline: Finance analyst, helping professionals build wealth through smart investing. It's short, it's straight to the point, it's telling you the value you bring to the table. Now, I do have to say this about this particular section, okay? I do not expose what I do in my full time job. I want you to think about this when it comes to this particular section. When it comes to your LinkedIn, if you have a full time job, optimize your LinkedIn for your full time job and not for your side hustle. All right, unless they are so different from each other, because you end up confusing your audience, one, but also I am somebody who doesn't really like to show what I'm doing on in my outside world in my full-time job. I will make another videos for how to balance having both a full-time job and a side hustle, because we do have to be careful here how much we show to our employers, because not every employer is for you having a side business. So for you, in this headline, I will still make it a value proposition, but I will focus it on the value proposition that matches your career. So now that you kind of understand how to maximize your headline, let's talk about your about section. You need to tell your career story. Highlight key achievements, passion projects, and your professional mission. So you have your headline, you have your about section. Now let's talk about your content. On LinkedIn, consistency in posting is just as important as all of your other social media. So start a habit of consistently posting content on LinkedIn. Make that content match where you want to take your professional brand or your business brand. Share industry insights, personal career lessons, and your professional opinions. Yes, your professional opinions are important. You can also share recommendation and endorsements, right? What you are doing here is building that social proof, and that social proof is everything. If you have colleagues or mentors that you trust, ask them to give you feedback on your LinkedIn profile. Their recommendation or their feedback is going to be important because they can give you insight into ways that you are being perceived that may elude you. Because we all know that sometimes we are going through life thinking that we're X, but in reality, people see us as Z. So I want you now to start taking the time to think through this, okay? Look for people though that you trust to give you this feedback. For your actionable steps when it comes to LinkedIn, I want you to think about updating your headline with summaries, with industry keywords to make your profile discoverable. I want you to be posting 1 to 2 times per week, sharing career insights, lessons, and industry trends. I want you to also start engaging with influencers in your community, commenting on their posts, sharing their insight, and building your own visibility. So, number three, let's talk about how to build your brand in the workplace. We started the conversation kind of talking about the importance of a brand, how to build your brand online. Now we're going into the workplace. Because personal branding isn't just about social media, it's also about how you show up to work every single day. Let's now start talking about some strategies to strengthen your brand at work. I want you to be the go to person for X, Y, and Z at work. So, what we are going to do here is develop a reputation for expertise in a specific area. And I want you to really take a step back, think about it in a way that is holistic, right? I don't want you to make up something that is not you or that isn't your strength, because this should really align with who you are and what your strengths are. Think about what you're good at, think about what you love to do, and then also think about what is going to give you extra value or points in the workplace. So, for example, my friend Sarah, she chose to be known as a financial modeling person. But she also could have added negotiation skills, problem solving, whatever it is, you want to make it known. You want to be the person going to other people and saying, guess what? I'm great at public speaking. The next time we have a public speaking project, I'll take that. And also, I want you to start thinking about volunteering for presentations. I want you to start thinking about leading meetings, sharing insights. Visibility is key here. When we're talking about building our brand, visibility is key. So, you really want to start thinking about building a strong internal network. Can you schedule coffee chats? Think about this. In your job, there's always a hierarchy. There are people above you, there are people beside you, and there are people below you. If you want to be known as the expert in financial modeling, can you schedule coffee chats and train people who are new to your company? Can you train them on financial modeling or a particular software that helps with financial modeling? Can you start connecting with senior leaders? Can you find a mentor who would advocate for you? These are all ways that you are connecting with all of these people in your network, above you, below you, and your peers, so that whatever you are telling them is your expertise, they are going out there and disseminating that information and advocating for you. And along the way, you are documenting every single one of your wins. You are keeping track of your achievements, your project success, any testimonies of how you are performing from your peers, the people below you, the people above you. And you are taking all of that information and using it in your performance review. If you feel so inclined, even strategically use some of this on your LinkedIn updates, right? Without sharing too many industry secrets, you can find a way to share on LinkedIn. It's like 6 months ago, I had the privilege of working on a project that expanded my skills in X, Y, and Z way, right? So you're not sharing any secrets, you're not sharing anything about a project, you're keeping it vague, but you are advancing your visibility on LinkedIn as an expert in this particular arena. And so long as you have a plan and a really good strategy of what you want to share. So, for example, my financial analyst friend can share something along the line of 6 months ago, I had the privilege of working on a project on financial modeling. And through this financial modeling project, I was able to gain X, Y, and Z insight. This is what I learned, and this is how you can succeed in the same space. Boom. She didn't share anything about the project. She didn't share anything about software, none of that. She just shared her insight, what she learned, and then she invited people who are less knowledgeable to learn from her. It's positioning her as the subject matter expert that she wants to be known for. Here is another great example that I've personally seen in my career. I knew a marketing manager who made it a habit to present case studies in team meetings. Not only did she become known as the expert, but an executive role opened up and she was the first person leadership thought of. Her proactive brand building paid off because every single meeting we had, this young lady will go into each one of those meetings with an interesting case study that she was able to find online. And by sharing those case studies, she was able to show expertise, not just that she was proactive, not just that she knew how to research, but it was also diversifying the way that she thinks and her peers' way of thinking as well. If you've ever done an MBA, you know that an MBA is all about case study one, case study two, case study three, because it shows you how other people are doing it, how other people are succeeding. And based on what other people have done well, you can build off of that to really expand the reach of your personal idea and your company's way of doing things. Every one of her case studies were always a point of contention and conversation. So she would come up with an interesting case study, and everybody will go right into it. They're like, well, I would do it this way, I would do it this way. And leadership was able to see her as somebody who was incentivizing a different and unique way of thinking from her peers. So it elevated her into somebody who could lead a team and really empower that team to think critically about the issues at hand and to innovate in a way that wasn't just the traditional way we had been doing at the time, right? So it was clever, it was unique, and it was effective. All right, now for some actionable steps. One, I want you to start volunteering for high visible projects to showcase your expertise. Two, I want you to start speaking up in meetings to establish your thought leadership. Three, I want you to start building those strategic relationships with decision makers in your company. All of these together will help you position yourself as an expert inside of your organization. And remember, you have to tell them what you are an expert in. Never stop marrying what you're telling them and what you're doing. So take these actionable steps, marry them with proactively positioning yourself verbally as that expert, and you will begin to see your professional brand at work only get stronger. Four, I want you to start leveraging social media beyond LinkedIn. In number two, we talked about building your LinkedIn presence. If you are a professional, LinkedIn is not an option, it's a must have. However, because we have aspirations of going past our careers and into building stable, scalable businesses, I want you to also start building a presence outside of just LinkedIn. In section number two, we talked about how important it is for you to build a strong LinkedIn presence. If you are a professional and you have a career, LinkedIn is not an option, it is a must. However, we on this channel, we have aspirations way past our careers. We want to eventually get to a place where we are building scalable businesses on the side. So I want you in this section to take that professional brand outside of just LinkedIn and start building other social media influence, right? You need to start leveraging social media beyond LinkedIn. So we're talking Instagram, YouTube, Twitter or X. Twitter or X. I want you to start looking into Threads, Blue Sky. Now, please understand that it's not possible to build a presence on all of these platforms. So you pick the platform that aligns best with you. Mine is Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. These are the ones that I'm focusing my energy on. However, you pick whichever one you feel most comfortable in. LinkedIn isn't the only place for that you should be building your brand. Depending on your industry, some social media platforms will be more relevant. I am a big believer in always putting YouTube on top, but that's just me because YouTube can play such a big role in expanding your influence because video is such a powerful way for us to connect. Now, do not fret. The thing about social media is that you don't always have to sit down and do long form content. I know that with YouTube, it's a lot of work and it requires a lot of longer form content. But even YouTube now, you can do 3-minute videos. You can share bite sized industry insight. You can engage in trending conversations. You can network with professionals on Instagram, on Facebook, on Reddit, on X. And what I also love about social media outside of just LinkedIn, you can even begin to mix professional content with some behind the scenes work life situation. It's up to you how much of yourself you want to share behind the scenes, but you can create that mixture, right? And this is great because this is when you really begin to show your personality. And I think that it's a lot more effective way of building an audience when you have a little bit more personality over just being wooden. But that's just me. And if you're like me and you enjoy long form content because you love to talk, video, especially YouTube, is a powerful way for you to establish your credibility and trust. Now, for our actionable steps on this section. I want you to choose one additional platform beyond LinkedIn to amplify your brand. Two, you do not have to reinvent the wheel. You can repurpose LinkedIn content for other platforms. So you can take that post you had on LinkedIn and you can cross post that into Facebook, X, Threads. You can take that 3-minute video you made on LinkedIn and repost that on TikTok, or if TikTok is still here, or YouTube Shorts. So as you can see, it doesn't have to be a lot of work. If you're planning ahead of time, you can easily cross post from LinkedIn into all of your other social media sites. I shared a lot of content with you guys today, and I hope you guys can see that the best careers don't just happen. They are built intentionally. If you start focusing on your professional brand today, you will open doors that others do not even know exist. I share my story with you guys all the time, and you guys know that this has been true for me. Now it's your turn. Drop a comment with an action that you will take today to build your professional brand. And if you found this video to be valuable, please hit that like button, subscribe, and share this with somebody who needs to hear it. I will see you, my dears, in the next video. Bye.